All right, guys, you guys ready to go? Here we go. Gonna hit record.
This is Virginia Reloaded, presented by Gun Owners of America, fighting for your rights in the Commonwealth and beyond.
Hey, everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is John Crump. I'm the Virginia Director of Gun Owners of America. Gun Owners of America is Washington, D.C.'s only no-compromise gun lobby. I am joined tonight by the one, the only, the silverback banana himself, Scott Ayers. What is up, my friend?
Oh man, more of the same. Just trying to get freedom back on track.
Yeah, how do we do that?
Well, we just got to stay in the fight, man, and educate people, and hopefully we can turn some things around.
Yeah, I hope so too. I really do hope so. There are some really, I guess, questionable people out there that don't want to see us succeed, but I want us to see us succeed by any means necessary. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, the comment period and everything else. Virginia has kind of slowed down. There was Mom's Demand Action tried to do something in Suffolk. They weren't successful. So that is cool. The Winchester lawsuit keeps on rolling. If you don't know what the Winchester lawsuit is a lawsuit that's brought by U.S. Law Shield, Gun Owners of America, and VCDL over Winchester basically banning guns from their public square. And it affects a lot of people, and it violates a lot of people's rights. So we are fighting heavily against that. And we are fighting hand in hand with some great organizations out there. Hopefully we will win that, and hopefully we will have some more good news to come once we get the dates and everything for the trial, and we go to court and we win and start taking back the great state of Virginia.
One step at a time, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one step at a time, and we do have to fight that one step at a time. We can't jump the gun and try to say we have to do this, we have to do that, or whatnot. We have to, there are certain things we have to do because this is what we do. This is how we're going to have to do it. So that I'm looking for the gun of the day here, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding it. Let's see, is this it?
Well, what's up, everybody out there in the audience? How y'all doing tonight?
Okay. Let's see here. Still looking. It's one of those things where it's just
buried in a bunch of emails.
Yeah, it's buried in a bunch of emails. I got a lot of emails. I like made a whole nother email for this too. And for some reason, we got that one. Did we do this one? Yes, here it is. This is a beautiful, beautiful gun here. So let me just I'm gonna open a couple of these pictures here. I don't think we've done this one, but let's see. Maybe we have. I know you sent some gun pics for Rich, but this is another gun pick that was ahead of yours. Rich is out there saying, "Well, how about my gun picks?" All right. Let's just share this one. This one is a very nice gun. Did we do this one already?
Yeah, we did. Look familiar from last week.
Yeah, we did do it. All right, let's do Rich's. After all that work. Yeah, we did do that last week. We did that one. We did that one. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do riches here. Yes. And I have no idea what that's so. Oh, here it is. All right, this is Mr. Flying Rich here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, and we're going to talk about this gun like we usually do. I see Appalachian Gun Runner out there, G23, Swamp Dog Armory, gun websites, MK Joel, and everything else. Swamp Dog, your the Ghost Gunner goes out tomorrow to you. The Ghost Gunner 3, maybe the Ghost Gunner 2 too, if I can get it packed up. And Escape Music is out there as well. So a lot of people are out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this gun. Of course. Look
at him with the money clip there.
Okay, Swamp Dog Armory also sent us. So let's do a few. Let me see if I can zoom in on this, make it a little bit bigger so people can actually see it.
Yeah, that
Because
looks like a 365, right?
it does look like a 365. So let me just go ahead and see. I have no idea. Yeah, it does look like a 365. Just deal with the small size, guys.
Yeah.
It looks like a P360. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, yeah, there we go. And I'll actually blow it up.
65 with a leather holster.
Yeah, it's a P365 with the leather holster. I know JSD is coming out with a unfinished frame of a P365, which is kind of cool. I see the Brownells Bureau propaganda patch there. I see some stacks of money.
Yeah, it's just all paper.
I guess money's not really paper. It's a cotton blend with a Brownell cigar and a IV88 cup from not this year, from last year, I believe. The year before that wasn't canceled. The one that was like a mud.
He said it was stacks of fake money. Like I said, it's just paper.
Yeah. I don't think it's all singles. I think it's all cut out stuff. Okay, that is Muddy River holster. And it looks really, really good. How do we get a Ghost Gunner? It's being lent to Swamp Dog Armory. That is what's going on. It's being lent to Swamp Dog Armory. It's not actually being given to Swamp. Well, the Ghost Gunner 2 is going to be given to Swamp Dog Armory, but the Ghost Gunner 3 will be lent to Swamp Dog Armory. You have a lot more Ghost Gun Earth stuff to do with it.
Right on.
Yeah. So that is really cool. Let's see. Swamp Dog Armory says he sent me a picture to my IG. So let me go ahead and check that out. While look, I'm just going to take this down for a second so I can bring it up. Don't want you guys to see any secret stuff there. I don't think there's really any secret stuff for you to see, but whatever. Okay, there are a few. This one is really cool. I'm going to bring it back up. This looks beautiful here. There's one thing I would change on this next gun. But I think Ghost Gunner 3 is about $3,000. Yeah, Ghost Gunner 2 is around $2,000, I believe.
Yeah, I do like that. And the only thing I don't like is the muzzle, that plain bird cage. I don't know, I'm not one for those.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The only thing I'll change out is do some type of muzzle device on there. Maybe a pepper shaker muzzle. I don't know. Something that's cool a little bit. You know, there's a company that makes Strike Industries makes a lot of good muzzle devices. So I would change that out, but that is a beautiful, beautiful firearm there.
Hell yeah. I wonder what that optic is on there.
I don't know. Swamp Dog's out there. If you want to tell us what that optic is, then yeah. And let's go ahead and put up the second gun here. And this is not his. But this is a gun that I would love to have. Bam.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gatling gun.
Yeah. Look at that. It's all brassed out and shiny.
I see Richard Monder out there. I want to talk to you, Richard Monder, trying to get you on the show, my regular show about gun laws in jolly old England. But yeah, that is a beautiful gun. A Gatling gun's not technically a machine gun either.
Yeah, because you have to like crank it, don't you, in order to make it go?
You have to crank. That's why the minigun, the GE minigun, is considered a machine gun, and a Gatling gun isn't, because you have to crank the Gatling gun. So each time you crank, every time you hit one of those things, that's a different movement.
Right.
And with the GE gun, they consider that a machine gun because when you hold down the trigger, it keeps on firing.
Right.
It's automatically actuated.
Right.
Technically, I believe that it shouldn't matter.
No,
you
definitely
should be able to own it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's just what I believe, but who knows? I could be wrong, right?
Hey, I'm right there with you on that one, man. I mean, everybody should have at least one machine gun. At least one.
Yeah. Everyone should have it. Yeah. See Patrick O'Neill out there as well. Yeah. Trigger cranks is one of the things that I think the ATF is going to be targeting soon.
I thought that the trigger cranks went along with the bump stock thing. Or they tried to put it on there, but I don't know if they ever made it.
It's still, I mean, it depends on state you're in.
Yep.
But yeah, that's technically not a bump stock. I mean, it's not a machine gun.
Right. And I mean, you have to crank that trigger, and it has to make a certain number of revolutions or motions before that, goes back and hits the trigger. So it's actually pulling the trigger several times. So I don't understand how that could be considered a machine gun either.
Gatling guns in the U.S. are considered a semi-automatic as well. Much reminder of in the U.K., they're classified as semi-automatics. They are. Yeah, Swamp Dog Armory says if you do attach an electric drill to a Gatling gun, then it becomes illegal.
Yeah, because then you can just hold the trigger of the drill.
Yeah. Being converted to a machine gun.
Yep.
According to the unconstitutional organization called the AFT.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, I got one of my favorite shirts on right now. It says alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Now that's a party.
Nice. Nice. So what have you been up to? Hi, Mike Concho out there.
I've just been up to gunsmithing school, man, knocking them tests out, trying to get that done and out of the way. And actually, the other day I got a package in the mail. It was some Avengers stuff now.
Yeah, I figured it's a box that fit all your stuff in there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm getting ready to test out that mean magazine converter to make it 9mm. As you seen the picture I sent you, which I don't know if we can show that because technically I changed it to something else, but that's not going to stay on there. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. So hopefully that works out for you. The M. Gabriel wants to know about um the pistol brace thing. Thank you, Skip Green, for my performance on Dark Lake Sessions last night. That was definitely an interesting thing. I kind of got into it with a little person. Um, not little person like I got into a little with a person, not with a little person. I've been fighting a little person. Oh, but yeah, that was interesting. Pistol brace roll. Yeah, it's 60 days. They have the rolls, right? But they don't have it released for some reason. I don't understand why. Usually they're gonna probably drop it. Probably I have to say within the next week. Probably at 5 o'clock on one day, if not between 4 and 5. But we will see what happens with that. They do definitely have they do definitely have it at the White House. Okay, hold on. I gotta show you something here. This was sent to me by Flying Rich. So let me go ahead and share the screen here. Let me find it. This is at Aries, down in Florida. Trey over at Aries. He has a bunch of really cool things at Aries Firearms Training, and that's one of the things he has. Yeah, a little 22 Gatling gun. Love to have that.
Right. Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, you think they'll drop it on Friday as usual? I don't know if they'll drop it on Friday. I'm guessing Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know, but I'll be extremely busy with stuff, so I'm not sure.
I wonder how many comments were made during this 60-day period. I know I went over there and made my comments.
Oh no, he's talking about the pistol brace thing.
Oh, the pistol brace. Oh, that's
the other comments are still going on.
Right, for the ghost gun thing, 80%.
Yeah, the ghost gun, scary little ghost gun. Yeah, very scary little ghost gun.
Very. There are a bunch of apparitions shooting people.
Yeah. Okay, so last night or a few days ago, if you're listening to this on the audio only, I was on a show and kind of got into it with someone who believes that we shouldn't issue comments because they see it as quote unquote bootlicking. And I wanted to actually bring this up here and say that it's not, and I wanted to give some historical examples of why it is not and why you should do it, and to go ahead and talk about a little bit of different things. Okay, first, do we believe at Gun Owners of America, and me personally, the ATF should exist? Answer is no, absolutely not. Do we believe that the ATF has powers to regulate these things, such as unfinished receivers and frames? Absolutely not. That we don't believe that either. But here you go, right? If you're not willing to comment, then you don't have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do everything possible to prevent these laws. And what the people were saying is, well, this is like asking for permission. Last time I looked into it, asking is a question and a comment is stating a position. You can state you don't have the authority to do this.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's not really asking. That's actually telling. Not only that, but the founding fathers, they did not believe that the English sorry, Richard Monders, had the right to prevent people from doing stuff like unconstitutional taxes, firearms confiscations, and stuff like that. Basically, the Bill of Rights. But they did not only write King George, which they said you don't have the authority to do this. They also sent Ben Franklin over there to argue that he didn't have the right to do this. And the Declaration of Independence technically was a comment to King George. Right? So,
yep.
There you go. The response was that was before the Constitution. So that brings up the question. Does your rights come from the Constitution, or does your rights come from a creator, a God, nature, whatever you want to say? Natural human rights.
Right. The Constitution is only put there to tell the government that these are our rights that they cannot infringe upon.
Yeah, it's a document of negative liberties. It's basically saying these are stuff that we're just reminding you can't touch this. Not like MC Hammer, but
I was about to go ding 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 ding.
Yeah. So then the next argument that I've been hearing is I don't want to give them my address. I'm not going to bow down to them. I'm not going to ask for permission and be afraid of them. And I don't want to give them my address because I'm afraid that they're going to. Okay. So you just said you're not afraid,
right?
But you don't want to give your address, but you're afraid. The more people that speak out about this, the better it is. Your address is part of that's not going to the ATF. Actually, it's actually going to the Federal Registry, which they can't technically access without breaking all sorts of rules and regulations, which I don't think they can even do. So that's a irrational fear for one. So that is one thing. So that is a definitely an irrational fear. Also, another thing which is interesting is you want to look at it. Who would rather you not make comments? The pro-gun guys or the anti-gun guys?
I'm gonna say B.
Yes. So yeah, you can say, okay, I'm not going to do comments because I shouldn't have to. And I think moms demand action. Every town's going to look at you and go, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't. Then be on their little computer sending their comments over. Because in the long run, that makes a huge difference. And okay, and also comments, they're two faceted, right? They send a message to the ATF, but they also send a message to Congress. So when your congressional member is looking at the comments, who's going to be like, wow, look at how many people sent comments opposing gun control.
Right.
Compared to how many people sent comments for gun control. These gun people, they have a pretty big voting block.
Well, and we've proved that here in Virginia that it works.
Yeah, we have proved it here in Virginia that it has worked. We backed off politicians on a number of issues. One really recent is the banning of unfinished frames and receivers. We backed them down by doing comments.
That's right. By letting them know how we feel about it. If we don't tell them, because they're our servants. So we need to express to them our feelings on the particular subject so they can understand and make the right informative decision.
I love Capri Suns.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah. We definitely do. We definitely do. We have to really push that narrative and really push that they don't have the authority to do it. So yeah. So that is why. So we're going to push the narrative. So those are the reasons why we should comment. And there's a lot of good comments coming out right now. That's one of the reasons what we're going to be doing. And another issue is executive actions.
Yep.
Executive actions is constitutionally dubious at worst. I don't believe that executive actions should be allowed.
Right. No, they definitely shouldn't, because I mean, that's bypassing the whole principle of how laws are created and passed.
Exactly. I will not be calling that guy, because I just want to say, I know you're his wife out there, but I don't want to give him a platform because he's just not. I know he's probably going through a lot of grief right now, but yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. And after reading what he wrote for like the past year about me that people sent me, he wouldn't be coming on in good faith. So therefore, he's not coming on ever. You know, I mean, if he wanted to discuss his side, that's fine. But after looking back at all the stuff that he's written about me, calling me a bootlicker and stuff like that, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to have him on my show, and that's it. So that is it. You can go back and tell him that, and if he's not happy about it, he's not happy about it. All right. So, yeah, some people are a little bit too emotional.
That's another thing, you know, we got to keep a level head about all this too, you know. I mean, getting emotional and all wound up, it never really gets anybody anywhere, you know. Makes you look like, quite honestly, makes you look like a fool and a child.
It does. It does. Yeah, so let me just ban this person here. There you go. Thank you, Drunken Loda.
I wonder
Nice
what that
sticker
would
there.
be like, Yoda drunk. Would he speak normal?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was wondering. Would he speak normal? I don't know. I don't know. He might not. Yeah, it's been kind of a long weekend.
Yep. He says exactly correct. So Yoda would speak normal.
Yeah, it definitely would be normal. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm not really sure if he would speak normal or what, but he would be pro-gun. He definitely would be pro-gun.
So how about this thing that's happening down in Suffolk?
Oh, the Suffolk thing. That Mom's Demand Action were trying to take over Suffolk, basically, and they failed. They were trying to get all sorts of things. Let me bring it up here.
Yeah. One of the things that looked like they were trying to do is Gun Violence Awareness Day.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Right. And looks like the mayor, he actually took their proposal and kind of just tossed it out and rewrote his own, which doesn't mention anything about gun violence specifically. He just kind of takes on violence itself in general, but yet they still want to call it Gun Violence Awareness Day.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's basically propaganda.
Right. And he's saying he doesn't have the power to change that. Well, he can change it to just Violence Awareness Day if he wants. He's the damn mayor. He has the power to do that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Mom's Demand Action is a front group for Michael Bloomberg, for example.
Yeah, and if you don't think they get everywhere, Suffolk is not really a big, I mean, it's a big area land wise, but population wise, it's not very big. And they've got their hand in that. I mean, they get around.
Yeah, they have. They do get around.
Well, I mean, they're demanding action.
Yeah, you know what? No, I'm not going to even say it. I am not going to even say it at all. But that's what they're. But that's what they are doing. And the whole thing with the front group is they take their marching orders. Mom's Demand Action takes their marching orders from other people,
right?
Specifically Everytown, and their mission is to look like they're grassroots when they're really not grassroots.
Yeah, I mean, because when an organization has to bus people in from all over the country to make it look like they're a bigger group than what they are, that's not grassroots at all.
No. Richard Monder says he's been blocked from Mom's Demand Action. And yeah, I've been blocked from Mom's Demand Action as well. I was actually proactively blocked from them.
Well, you're doing something right.
Yeah, Shannon Watts herself blocked me before I even commented on anything. If she is a paid figurehead for a group that carries out the marching orders for Mom's Demand Action, for not for Mom's Demand Action, for Everytown. Cobalt Frame says he knows moles in Mom's Demand Action on our side. Yeah, they probably have moles on our side. We have moles on their side. I mean, it's just the way it goes. I got into it with the Mom's Demand Action one time. Person over my GOA shirt, and she didn't like it very much. And I was just like trying to eat. I was like, "What is going on?" Like, come on, the red shirts. It's kind of funny that the red shirts, and since they're red shirts, they look like red coats, red shirts.
Yeah. So I wonder how the Mom's Demand Action group felt at that meeting when they saw the sea of Gun Save Lives stickers.
That is a good question, but they were definitely outnumbered by a lot. I mean, it was amazing the number of people that outnumbered them. Yeah, and that's what true grassroots look like.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like that. The true grassroots looks like what we see when you go into these meetings and we see the Gun Save Lives stickers everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy seeing that every time they post the meetings up and show the pictures of the people sitting in the audience at the meetings, and all you can see is those little orange stickers everywhere. I'm like, yes, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. And that's why we won on so many issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're going to keep on winning, because we are true grassroots people. We're not this astroturf type people.
Mm-hmm.
That just astroturfing is a term where a larger organization gets smaller organizations to act like they are bigger than what they are. Like, oh, it's a grassroots movement, but we're all paid activists by. I mean, a couple years ago, I don't care if he's upset with me. I just don't. You know, okay. Let me just address this. I was gonna have this guy on, and to have a discussion about like why he feels the way he does, and then I got inundated with people sending me, "Hey, look at what he wrote about you here. Look at what he wrote about you on this person's comments. Look at what he wrote about you this person's comments." So I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and check out his channel. Then I went and checked out his channel, and he has hit videos on Colin Noir and Jared from Guns and Gears and all these other YouTubers. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? There's too much negativity in this world, and I'm going to just not deal with it. I don't have to give him a platform, and I won't give him a platform because I don't think that he is coming at it from a good faith standpoint. So it wasn't good faith, and yeah, I was like, okay, so therefore, it's not good faith. So I'm just gonna move on. I mean, I'm not a big YouTuber. My articles are big, but my YouTube isn't that big, so I'm just not going to deal with it.
I don't even know who this guy is. I've never seen him before.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not going to badmouth anyone, or anything, but at the same time, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not beholden to anyone, and I'm never going to be beholden to anyone because that's just the way I am. With my track record of taking on the ATF head on, and I think that allows me some credibility when it comes to taking on the ATF head on. You know, by people saying, "Oh, you bow down to the ATF" and everything else like that, then whatever.
Yeah, I just I don't see that with you.
No. I mean, if there's not, I have a track record of massive, So yeah. So I'm not gonna mention his name. I'm just gonna move on, and I hope that he moves on too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Guns and gear. Gotcha. Guns and barbecue. Right. Yeah. So why would I do that? Right.
I think Clover Tech hits the nail on the head.
Yeah, usually pointing fingers or trying to distract from their own inadequacies. Yeah. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Before you get any further, I want to answer Swamp Dog Armory. He asked me, let me go back to the question here if I can find it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Swamp Dog, why are you looking for the question?
Yeah,
That's
there you
why
go.
I am the champion of journalism.
It says, what's my favorite category of gunsmithing? If I had to say favorite, I'm really interested more in like kind of restoring and building mostly than anything, but I do like repairing, trying to figure out and repairing firearms as well. So, I mean, it's there's so many things you can do, and really just if it goes bang, I'm all for it. Yeah, so I really can't say I pick a favorite, but I would have to say my biggest interests lie in like restoring and building.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I got a few of them cut.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, yeah, it's too hot out there for all that hair, man. I had to shave it off.
Yeah, I got a haircut today too. Yes, I did, and I have been carrying around my little 380 today.
Right on. We actually went out to the movies as a family today. That was incredible.
No, really. What'd you go
Mhm.
see?
A Quiet Place too.
How was that?
It was pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely put a different spin on some things, and gives you a little bit more background as to, I guess, when it all started. They still don't tell you how it all started, but you know, and they kind of leave you hanging at the end a little bit. So,
For a third one.
yes,
What
I'm
they
betting
always
there's going to
do.
be a third one, right? Yeah, but overall, it was a good movie.
Quiet Place 2, sponsored by Silence Co.
That would be awesome if it was.
Yeah. How's the movie theaters looking? Oh, were they full, empty? Did they
It
show
was.
off social distancing?
Oh no, there was no. I didn't see any social distancing as far as it goes. Yeah, I would say it was about moderate, because the movie did come out a few days ago, so I'm sure it was probably busier Friday uh, and Saturday than it was today. So I would say it was probably a pretty typical Sunday viewing. And we went kind of early in the day too, so a lot less people were there just in general. But it was still nice to be able to get out and do something as a family and go see a movie again. It's not often that we normally would do that anyway, but everybody's been so cooped up and uptight for however long this has been, and it was just nice to get out there and do it.
Yeah. I haven't went to the movies in a long time, and and it's not because I'm afraid of COVID or anything,
Hmm.
but it was because I was afraid of, how do I put this? I was of I mean, I was afraid of telling my wife, "Hey, you have to deal with the kids by yourself. I'm gonna go watch a movie."
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I miss about working at Facebook is Fridays was movie day,
Nice.
where like every Friday we go to movies. I
Right
don't have
on.
that anymore, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
There's some good movies coming out soon, which is nice to see it return.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like there's a few good ones coming out, and which is kind of surprised me because of the whole, COVID thing. I was
Well,
like, well, how are they making these movies?
a
But
lot of them were made before.
right, probably so, and just did a lot of editing during.
Yeah, well, not some are ready to go. Like the
Mm,
Black Widow movie and the Fast Five have
mm.
been ready to go for over a year.
Oh wow.
They just haven't been released, and there's tons of movies like that. That A Quiet Place too. That was filmed pre-COVID, and edited pre-COVID has been just ready to go.
Right.
So there's a lot of movies like that. And another thing is they have these bubbles where the actors all went somewhere for like 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
before. Top Gun 2 film ready to go before COVID.
Yep.
So we lost a year of movies. We lost a lot of stuff here.
Right. Most definitely did.
Yeah, we definitely did. What the hell is? Hold on.
Well,
keep on
I
getting
guess.
this like beep, 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 beep sound.
Yeah. I guess there was no reason for them want to release those movies during, because they lose a lot of money on that. They don't make as much money without having people go into the theaters. That's the box office, so to speak. So that's where they make the majority of their money, is when it first goes out and into theaters. So I guess waiting probably was the optimal idea.
Yeah, waiting, or a lot of the other movies went directly to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jason Statham movie, which actually had some really good gun scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Where he it's a Guy Ritchie movie, Wrath of Man.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's a freaking great movie. You should watch it.
All right. Putting it on the list.
Yeah, I watched that at home, and I'm not sure what that be. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys in here are beeping, but I swear I have all my windows shut, and I'm still getting this beeping sound like I'm getting messages.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
Okay, must be just something on mine. Not exactly sure why, or what's going on, but whatever. Whatever. It's just it is. But yeah, goddamn Bacon wants to see the sequel scene of the volleyball scene.
Oh, Top Gun.
Yeah, it's, you're one of my favorite people. TGB. You're definitely one of my favorite people in here. Yeah. So with that said, also in gun news, there is going to be the NSA is definitely spying on me. I already know that. I used to work for the NSA, by the way. But that's something for another time.
That's where you got that security clearance, isn't it?
No.
I
got that from another place I worked for. But yeah, I got my security clearance came originally from State Department.
Okay.
Yeah. So, also, the pistol brace ruling should be out any day now.
Mm-hmm.
The White House already has it, and there's going to be a 60-day comment period for that as well.
So make sure you keep your eyes and ears open for that, and get over there and comment.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be everywhere.
Go lick those boots.
The dumbest thing in the world. I don't know. I'm not gonna even comment on it. It's not even worth it.
Comments are more like stomping boots.
Yeah. I've if anyone, you can't even make that claim. It's laughable.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly laughable. I've done more damage to the ATF than most people. And that's just me being the heavyweight champion of journalism. All right. I also want to talk about your prediction. We got about 10 minutes left, okay. And I want to talk about your prediction of the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight, also known as the dumbest fight on the planet.
Well, I know Floyd Mayweather is bad to the bone. Logan Paul, I have not watched him fight at all.
Actually, a
But
pretty good boxer. to tell
yeah,
you the truth.
he turned out to be pretty good. I mean, but I don't think he's Floyd Mayweather stature for
Oh
sure.
no. He's definitely not Floyd Mayweather's. Yeah, he's definitely not.
Mm,
It's a payday. I guess someone needs money.
yeah.
Swamp Dog Army thought it was a meme.
I mean, hey, even when you get into a fight like that, even the loser makes big bucks. So,
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They're gonna make millions. I would
mhm.
do it. I already got so many concussions that what's one more?
Yeah, I could take a good blow to the head a few times, and still stay on my feet.
Like what's one more concussion?
Right.
I don't. I wouldn't even try to stand. I was just like, all right, you hit me. I'm just going to because you get the same amount of money when you
Right. So, I mean, it might go a couple rounds, just depending, I guess, how
how much he
Floyd
wants to
feels.
carry you.
Yeah. How he feels that night, if he just wants to get in and out of there, then it might just be a
He
half a
has,
round.
he
But
has dinner plans.
right.
Yeah, G23 says he says Floyd flops in the third, and a lot of people are predicting something like that.
Mhm.
I have no proof that would be going on, but it would you would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mayweather is fighting a YouTube guy.
Yeah. YouTube.
Yeah, so he's fighting a guy from YouTube. That's all
Mhm.
you need to know, and a social media influencer.
Right. And he was pretty big on YouTube and all that, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. It's I have no idea like what the deal is with that whole thing.
Mhm.
Floyd Mayweather is one of the best boxers ever, and yet he's turning himself into a sideshow
Right.
at the end of the day. And I don't know. It's just
So what do you think is going to happen?
if it's a legit fight, I think Floyd KOs him. If there's somebody who wants to make a lot of money,
Mhm.
maybe. But like, no matter what, is gonna. I think it's the dumb thing. I want to see two boxers at the height of their careers go at it, and not.
Yeah. Not a sideshow like this, right?
Yeah, it reminds me back in the night, and watching MMA with Pride.
Mhm.
Pride would have awesome fights, but then they have this sideshow BS,
Mhm.
which isn't exactly the best.
Right.
To like Bob Sapp was a big sideshow guy. He was this huge guy that just really sucked and everyone would beat him up.
Mhm.
But he looked
That's
scary.
that's kind of how the fights with Tank Abbott became towards the end of his career.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Tank was a brawler.
Right.
Once people started training and just not going out there and brawling,
Right.
he just didn't have the skills to
Nope.
hang with them anymore.
But you got to give it to him. He tried.
He tried, but he
Yep.
couldn't learn.
No.
Like once the real fighters got in there and people started really taking it seriously and training, then it was just like not good for him. It's just like Kimbo Slice.
Yeah. He might have been great out in the street, but when he got in that ring, I mean, he was about 50-50 in the beginning, and then I don't think it was
once he got
towards the end.
Once he got into the ring, they try to feed him like potatoes or whatever. They just try to feed him like scrubs, and he got knocked out by a guy that they tried to feed him because he was like the worst person that they can find. And in the organization, they're probably like the worst fighter, just KO, and that was in Strike Force. And the whole thing, he wasn't even 50-50, it was less than 50-50.
Yeah,
because then the UFC brought him into that tough competition. The Ultimate Fighter.
The Ultimate Fighter, right? Yep.
And he lost there, and then they brought him back in anyway, and then he kept on losing, and he was gone. He just.
Well, I think it was more of a spectacle because he was so big and hyped up from the street fighting thing that they figured, hey, it'll bring in another crowd.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. They thought it was going to bring out another crowd, but he just wasn't a professional fighter, and you can see. How do we get on guns? This is like GOA show. Nick's probably going to be like, what the hell? They did a whole show where they talked half about guns and half about boxing.
and Yoda, if he was drunk.
And Yoda, it was like... Sometimes you just need a show like that. But I just want to say, make sure you do go over there and you comment on everything, because it's very important that we get our message out there. No matter what anyone says, we need to do a comment. And a comment is not a question. A comment is a direct line saying, this is my line in the sand. Do not cross it. And we need to tell the ATF this is the line in the sand, and you cannot cross it. The goddamn bacon, hit me up over on Discord, my Discord. I want to talk to you for a second. Just remember, you can join Gun Owners of America. I'm going to kick it over to Scott to say his final words. Then I will wrap us up and take us out until next week.
Right on. All right. Well, everybody, you can find me here on YouTube, Gorillas and Guns. You can find me on Facebook at Gorillas and Guns, where we post up a lot of news about what's happening around the country as far as our 2A rights go. You can find me on Patreon and at blackswantactical.com. And again, please go over and comment, because that's our ultimatum. That's where we tell them how we feel about the subject, to get our point across, because damn well that the other side does the same thing. They go out there and they comment, so we have to do the same thing, so that way they can hear our voice as well.
Exactly. My name is John Crump. I'm the Virginia director of Gun Owners of America, Washington, D.C.'s only no compromise gun lobby. I want to thank you all for sticking with me and watching and all the support. I love all of you guys, every single one of you guys out there. I love every single one of you guys. We will be back next week at our regular time, which is at Saturday at 10 p.m. unless something else comes up. But thank you so much. Virginia has been kind of light on gun news. We've been trying to cover it and trying to be filling it in with a little bit of other stuff from the national news. I am going to try to have all the candidates for the top offices in Virginia on within the next couple of weeks to next couple months. Right. We have Days of Action coming up in August. And we are going to be jumping in it hardcore towards the end of the summer with the Virginia Pacific stuff, especially around the elections and when the bills start being pre-filed. So stick with us until then, and you're going to hear some Virginia stuff. Up until then, it's probably going to be a lot of national stuff and Armaments and Access. Let's go ahead and do a show soon. I look forward to it. With that said, I think we don't have very much to say. I'm just waiting for the song to wrap up, and then I'm going to play the outro, and then we're going to get out of here.
This has been Virginia Reloaded, a Gun Owners of America podcast. Tune in weekly for the latest gun news from the Commonwealth and beyond. Check out Gun Owners of America at gunowners.org.